I'm Joost from Kidstory Studio and I'm here with the LEGO Sonic vs Dr. Eggman's Death Egg Robot. And this is a really cool and large LEGO set with a lot going for it. Of course, you have the Sonic character right here and he's battling Dr. Egghead, which is in his Egghead machine right there. And this is kind of like a weird LEGO figure. It's quite tall. It's a little bit weird looking, but it's quite cool that they've made a different LEGO figure for in this machine. You can put him in and this thing is massive. It's pretty heavy and it's made up of a lot of blocks here, and it was also quite difficult to put together because the age range is 8+ here. And I think that's quite fair. If you have kids that are a little younger and who love Sonic, you can buy this as well, but you have to help quite a bit. My son was 5 and I had to help him a bit. There are also these technical LEGO pieces that you have to put together to get the arms and the legs just right. But once you've done that and you've steered them in the right direction, I think that a lot of it they can do by themselves. So there's a lot going on here. I think it's quite clever that they've made this belly pushable. So the goal here for Sonic is to get in the ball. You can easily put him in this ball. So let's do that. So you can put him in and then attach the ball again. And you could put it in this pusher right here. And once you push down, Sonic will roll away. Now the goal here is for him, of course, to rescue his little friends who are here in this capsule. There are 3 of those little critters. It's always cool for Sonic to rescue them. There's a little robot here as well, which is pretty cool. And what they've done to make this quite interactive is when you push on the belly of the large robot here, he falls apart just a bit, so the back end comes off here. So I think that's quite a fun build. You can also easily put this back on. And the legs are pretty sturdy. The arms are very sturdy. So you can easily play with this without it falling apart. Now one of the other things here is that he has a Gatling gun and you can actually shoot this by turning the lever here. So I think that's pretty clever. Just watch out for the eyes just a bit. It also says that right in the booklet here. Now there are a few extras. You get additional blocks for the most important small parts. So if you lose some and a lot of these extra bullets, then you can still build this. So it's nice that LEGO always does that. You have the spikes right here. There's always in a Sonic level. And a ring that he can collect. So that's also pretty cool. You have everything here in place to play like Sonic does in the games. So I think this is a really cool set for any Sonic fan. Okay, so that's the robot done. Now as you can see, I have no parts left. So you can really only make one of these at a time. You get 3 instruction booklets. I think the main one is the robot that you can build. So let's do that. It says that it's 7 years and up in the listing, but it says 6 years and up on the box. So I'm going to go with 6 years and up. But I think that's still pretty high because there aren't that many pieces. And I think the most difficult things are like these ball sockets that you have to click something in. And that's pretty sturdy. So maybe that's why it has a listing of 6 years and up. But once it's put together, and you can do this with your 4-year-old, for example, then they're pretty sturdy to play with, even the robot. So these sockets is where the arms of the robot will be attached to. And in these sockets is where the legs of the robot will be attached to. You see, everything is made pretty sturdy by layering one on top of the other. So this is a robot you can definitely play quite rowdy with without it breaking pieces off. Maybe the arms and the legs, but you can click those on the ball sockets again. And now we're off to making a foot. That's a nice yellow and red pattern here. So that's a pretty sturdy foot. It can wiggle in all directions. Okay, now we have to make another one. Then we're going to make the arms. Those are just the first part of his arms. This one to make it really sturdy. Okay, so that's part of his arm here. And then we're going to make his little face. You can really only make one of these at a time. So either the robot, the airplane or the dragon. So don't think you can make 3 of these at once and play with all of them. And this robot is pretty sturdy. You can play with it all you want, but it won't break apart. The only things that will come off are his ears or like crown, I don't know what it is. And maybe the arms will come loose, but even that is still pretty hard. And the wings, of course. But you can always play without those. So all in all, this is a great toy and my son has a lot of fun playing with this. This is actually the first Lego he got, and he got this when he was still 3, I think. And I helped, of course, putting this together because some of the parts are a bit more difficult. But when your kid is 4, or at least when he's 5, then they should be able to put this one together themselves. Now there are 159 pieces here, and it's over 5.5 inch or 15 centimeters high. So it's a pretty decent robot. You can see by the size of my hands how large it is, and it's also fun to take it apart and put together one of the other creations. It wouldn't be too difficult for a very smart 3-year-old to put together, although you probably have to help with putting the ball bearings together, but because especially when you're building it for the first time, they are pretty tough to join, but there's otherwise absolutely no reason that a small child wouldn't be able to play with this. I'm Joost from Kids Toy Studio and I'm here with the Hulkbuster and Thanos. It's a very cool little set. It's made up of really basic parts. So this is one piece. The arms are one piece with a few extra additions there, and that makes it suitable for 4 years and up. And I really think that with 4 years, maybe a little help, they were able to do this themselves. My 5-year-old was definitely able to do this himself. It comes with 2 books, so you can build each of these separately. The first one is the Hulkbuster and the second one the Thanos. And the cool thing with the 4-year-old books is that the steps are really easy. First shows the hands of what you need to grab, and then it shows the picture of how you need to build it. And the additional advantage here is that it's also easy to play with these because they're very sturdy. With other more intricate Legos, it's a little bit harder to play with it. You can't really play any roughly with it. So there are a few cool little things here. The Hulkbuster has a little Iron Man minifigure in there. So Iron Man is always cool to have. It also has the Thanos bad guy here, so the Hulkbuster can defeat that little guy. He is like a little aircraft, so it can shoot out 2 rockets. And it can also shoot out a golden disc. So all in all, a very cool set with a lot of things going on. And one of the few Lego Marvel sets that are suitable for 4 years. The Lego Star Wars Battle Droid Battle Pack. I'm Joost from Kids Toy Studio and I'm here with the Lego Star Wars Battle Droid Battle Pack. And this is a great building set. I like the fact that you get a lot of figures here, like 4 stormtroopers and even a red leader one here. You get the land speeder over here that they can fit into, and you get like a little barricade here with a gun. Also the land speeder has 2 guns, so you can shoot little Lego pieces out of these. And of course you get a lot of droids here, like 3 of these gray ones and 2 of these light colored ones, which are the good guys. So there is a lot to play here in, well, what is essentially a small set. And I like, of course, this like spider battle droid thing right here. It has rockets it can shoot out if you push down. So that's also pretty neat. So there really is a lot going on here, and it was pretty fun to build. You have 2 books right over here, so you get one for the droid pack and the characters, and one for the battle droid spider thing here. And we started with the spider thing. I let my son choose. He is 5 years old, even though it says 7+ on the box here, but I think with 5 years old they're almost able to build this all by themselves. I just need to help just a little bit to get all of the pieces at the right spot, so that he really liked building this. So we started with this large droid right here, which is really a cool spider tank kind of thing. It is a little bit like Technical Lego. It has a few Technical Lego pieces, but it wasn't that hard to put that together. And then we moved over to the second book, which is actually the first book, but that doesn't matter in which order you do these. So this is also good for if you have 2 kids, each can make one of these sets by themselves, so they both have something to do. So there's a lot going on here. It has 215 pieces and it took us about 45 minutes to fully put this together. And I really like how these droids here are built. They're just a few pieces, so you can easily put them together. And you also get a few of these extra limbs here, for if you break one or lose one, you can still build this. I really love the fact that LEGO always gives you a few of these extra pieces to work with, so you can build it even if you lose some. And you also get a few of these extra bullets, and I like these small ones, so you have also always something to shoot from the guns right here, and the gun in this barricade. So if you're starting out with LEGO Star Wars and you don't have a lot of figures yet, this is a great set because you get so much of these little people right into one set. So I really recommend this for any droid and Star Wars fan.